Hello, everyone. Can you see me and hear me okay? I see lots of people on the chat. Yes, great. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Welcome to Palai Center Astroved's Powertime practice here on the 6th of June, 2020. Welcome to everyone who is joining for the first time or listening for the first time when this recording will be available after our call. And then everyone who has been a part of Fly Center practice, Astroved, Powertime practice for the past several years. My name is Sucharita, for those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. And we are so honored because we are starting to dive into YouTube teachings. And thank you so much for jumping over into the new time slot, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. And it is a wonderful time to come together, especially during these uncertain times we are living in currently, with all the rioting going on, all the looting, all the fear and anxiety still surrounding coronavirus at the pandemic level, all the socioeconomic issues that are rising up and creating all this all these problems for people internally. We are trying to navigate what to do next. What is our new normal going to be? And so with that, Dr. Ply has shared, listen, when you come together as a global community, you don't know exactly what you're going to do at the level of the human mind. At the level of the divine mind, well, that's a different story. So thank you, everyone, for joining Dr. Ply's latest and greatest teachings that we're going to be sharing. We'll take you through a meditation so that you can dive deep inside and own that kingdom or that queendom within. And that's what we're here to do at Powertime Practice, is to make sure that you have the knowledge on how to navigate week to week, month to month, and year to year. There are things that are changing and shifting internally as well as in the cosmos. So we want to align with what is happening as above, so it is here on the earth plane, and so it is here inside of us. And we have been so blessed by Dr. Ply to share about this power or energy that is perhaps unknown to us. And it is something that maybe people are kind of aware of. There's an eerie feeling, or there is complete disruption in their way of thinking. So pay attention to what your thoughts are right now. Are you gravitating towards and contributing to all the anxiety, all the anger, all the frustration, the racism that has been coming up? Are you getting on that bandwagon? It is something that we should all be paying attention to, and we can have empathy towards. The compassion is to take action towards that which we feel so strongly about. But does that mean everyone has to go out and do that? It may not be the case. So owning the kingdom within, first experiencing peace within yourself, and then if it is your karma or your dharma to get involved, you will naturally do that. But if you're fearful and you're anxious, then we've got to look at what is the best route or the best way out of that. Yes, we can be compassionate towards those people who are struggling, who are suffering, who have died, who are injured, and we can dedicate our prayers to that. So Powertime practice is all about being in the right place at the right time, thinking and saying and doing the right thing, not how we wish it could be. This is what it is to be a spiritual warrior, so to speak, especially during these warlike times. And there are so many wars going on in the world right now. And what are we doing to contribute to that kind of angst and hatred, and such that you want to kill somebody, or you want to take somebody's possessions, such as the looters are. And Dr. Ply has sent out some pretty strong messages about how we are to navigate. So here in Powertime practice, we're going to own that kingdom within, own that queendom within. We're going to experience peace from within first and foremost. And then you can either go for it and contribute to the cause, or you can say, okay, it's not my karma, it's not my dharma, so I don't want to put too much energy towards it. I will pray. And in fact, that's what we encourage everyone here to do. And we love it when people share how the miracles are happening. Even during this call, things will be happening, things will shift for their loved ones who they're praying for. So you are so welcome to set your intention, pop it onto the chat. And then, Radha, if you're here, if you don't mind capturing the screenshots of the chat, and then we will ask the people if we can use their testimonials as something that can be for inspiring other people, to encourage them. So if you don't mind to keep track of the chats, and especially the shared experiences where people are saying, listen, I was in such a state, I felt so upset. It's after the full moon, what happens is we have this really big spiritual shift, a big charge, whether that's a negative or a positive charge. There's a big shift of energy that comes in because the moon represents our mind. And the full moon represents that full state of being. Even if we're not fully paying attention to it, the divine is pumping us with energy, and the moon represents the mind. So the mind is overflowing with excess energy. It doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what to think. So if you are on the spiritual path and you are with Dr. Ply, you will know that the full moon is all about aligning with the energy of the goddess of abundance, joy, happiness, Shreem Brazi. We had a beautiful fire lab with the priest in Premraj I think it was live streamed from Mauritius, I believe it was, and it was part of the Wealth Activation Formula program. And it was so amazing. People were lighting up the chat board, sharing how they had been so agitated because of what is going on in the world and during these uncertain times. And it creates so much doubt, and our faith takes a nosedive. So faith, as Dr. Ply shares, is utter positivity. So many people were sharing during the fire lab that they were seeing the goddess inside of the flames. They were experiencing this cleaning out of negative congested energies during the full moon. Other people were saying, oh my God, I saw all my thoughts, and I saw how agitated and frustrated I was, but I was so grateful by the end of it. It kind of dissipated. It just let go, that energetic tie, let go. So that's what we want to do with our karma, is we want to eventually let it all go. And we're not hoping someday down the road. We want it right now. And that's what Dr. Ply shares. His biggest teaching is you change your destiny by changing your thoughts. And then whatever you can conceive of in any given moment in time is what will happen to you. So we want to conceive of the divine coming in, and that's what we're here to do in Powertime practice, is give you a heads up. So the full moon was a couple of days ago. It is it's Saturday, June 6th here in Toronto, Canada. So it would be Sunday, perhaps June 7th in other parts of the world east of North America. So welcome to those people who are joining on a sunny Sunday. And that's a great timeline jump, because we can tap into the energy that you're bringing into this space here, this call that we're having together. And then the sun represents the soul. So right now the sun is transiting the sign of Taurus, and it's the second natural sign of the zodiac, meaning that it's going to make us to pay attention to our finances. So the Wealth Activation Formula program is something that you might want to explore. You can still enroll in that. And as well, we had our launch of the Mystery School 2019 reboot. And I am happy to be hosting that along with Swami Nivali and other teachers that we will invite to come in and share their expertise and how the Mystery School of 2019, which was the year-long program, helped us to come out of really challenging times and struggles. You've heard of my journey because week to week we're here together. And I was in India at that time where the mystery school was wrapping up, or soon to be wrapping up. And it was a time where I had gotten a lot of dental surgery done. So it would have been very expensive for me. It was also during the start of the lockdown, and it was pretty scary to be in a foreign country as a foreigner. Not that it was scary for me to be there, because everybody in India is so fabulous. And I was really well taken care of. But Dr. Pillai said, get out. We don't know what is going to happen with foreigners in India at that time. So I had to get my, thoughts together and bags packed, and had to cancel flights, book flights. And finally I got home. So being with Dr. Pillai and the teachings, it keeps you steady, keeps you calm, and allows for the divine to come in and create a miracle way out of very sticky situations. And that's how we change our destiny. So the 2019 Mystery School reboot is happening for another year. It's at a very awesome price point. So I hope you will join or consider joining now. We still have a month to go before we will close it out. So many people have been joining since we started the Shrimbrazi chanting, the coronavirus chanting before that, which we wrapped up last week. So thank you everyone for contributing all your time and energy, and your chanting and your sharing and your caring for one another. It made the sailing through 57 days so much easier than we would have perhaps had without the support of this global community. So these are the kinds of things that we will be able to help us to navigate with Dr. Pillai's teachings. We also have the Mystery School 2020, which is the premier program, and that has kicked off this month as well. And what an incredible journey that is already. So I think there are still some spots open available. So please check those out. I think Radha is going to be posting the links for everyone to take a look at and see what it is that you can do, participate, even if you read about it, even if you say, oh my gosh, my budget, I can't afford this, then read about it. Read about these divine beings, like this divine being here, Agastya. He is the Siddha of all Siddhas. So he teaches the Siddhas about enlightenment, about how to navigate these tough times that all humans go through. And like all the Siddhas, like Christ, he got the light body, and then he got it directly from Shiva, and Shiva himself said, hey, you've got to the status of Lord Shiva. So he's a heavy hitter, and he is the leader of the Siddhas, the Tamil Siddha tradition that Dr. Pillai hails from. Dr. Pillai's previous incarnations have been with the consciousness of Agastya. So this is a really powerful time as well, because there is a program that is offered through Pillai Center and Astrovet. It's called the program for accessing, I'm just going to look at it here. So sorry about that. For accessing the blessings of Kamadhenu. So the blessings of Kamadhenu are that which we can find out how to get our desires fulfilled. And our desires are that which causes us to have challenges with the social, economic times, and then also what is going on inside of us. So Kamadhenu is this wish-fulfilling cow, and perhaps we can post that link to the service that is offered through Pillai Center Astrovet. And you can see inside the cow, you can see that there are the different gods. So right there on the forehead of the cow is Lord Shiva, and then off to the side is the goddess Saraswati, and then you can see here is the goddess Lakshmi, and then all these divine beings, all these gurus or saints or sages have their energy inside the cow. Now, it may seem very strange to people who are not understanding what an archetype is. So an archetype is part of the collective unconscious. We're not conscious about it until we can find out about it, until we're made aware about it. So the Indian tradition has, like every tradition, they have stories about they're called myths. And the Bible had parables, and different cultures, different traditions have stories of these beings coming from behind the scenes. So coming out into the public eye, the public image, and then they would show their images to those who had their third eye open, or who were praying deeply for some divine intervention, some way to come out of these harms and hurdles that humans were facing. And it's usually during a crisis that we really get down on our knees and we pray, and we don't care who comes, just somebody come. So thank you so much. Radha has posted from Pillai Center Practice, Dr. Pillai's wealth, ceremony, and protection, Kamadhenu and Nandi. So Kamadhenu is the wish-fulfilling cow, and then Nandi is the bull. And I just have a small image, but he's very sweet looking. And Nandi means joy. It means to bring happiness. It means to fulfill our desires. And you'll pretty much see in every temple in India or in other places around the world, the Hindu temples or Indian temples, or those who practice the teachings, you will see this this Nandi with in front of the Shiva Lingam. So the Shiva Lingam is this image here, for those people who don't know. And so you can see it's much like the cross. It has a vertical and a horizontal. So this is the universal symbol of prosperity and enlightenment. It's the union of the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy. So Nandi is sitting in front of this, and sometimes he sits in front of other goddesses as well, especially Goddess Durga in some of the temples. And you have to understand that perhaps you may not know about that, even if you're from the Indian culture and you don't go to all these temples that Dr. Pillai has found through the Nadi leaves. So the Nadi leaves revealed to Dr. Pillai through Agastya. So this is the statue of Agastya, the image of Agastya. He is the head of the Tamil Siddha tradition. And he is an enlightened being all the way through, from head to toe, inside, outside. So he has the light body. And perhaps even you may be experiencing some energy transmission coming from that. Or when we get into the meditation, you may feel it. So he gave the message through the Nadi leaves, which are these divine leaves, and they've been written thousands of years ago. And many people here have had their Nadi leaf reading, and Dr. Pillai has a Nadi leaf reading pretty much every day, because he wants to bring in the most current teachings from the divine, or tools or technology, the high tech from the divine. And it doesn't matter if it's from the Indian tradition or not. We need to know how to navigate these tough times. So if you participate in feeding the cows and then honoring the Nandi bull, you will experience joy and happiness no matter what is going on. And that's what it's all about, is to connect with the divine and then help the divine, or ask the divine to reveal to you a way out of your challenging time. So there are some services in there that you can read about, and then it will also help you to wake up wealth consciousness, meaning that the kingdom is within. We keep saying that, and we keep reminding people, please go within yourself and see what your thoughts are. Read your thoughts, look at your thoughts, and see and listen to yourself. Listen to the speech that you say to yourself and what you speak to others about your situation, about what's going on in the world. And then if you are looking in your life and saying, oh, people don't understand me, I'm on a spiritual path, and I feel joy and bliss, and then I go into life, I go into the neighborhood, I go into, before you even get out into the neighborhood and keep a social distance, you're talking to people, or you know, before you even do that, you're looking at the people that you're living with and what their consciousness is. if it's scarcity consciousness, if it's poverty consciousness, if it's fear consciousness, I'm not good enough, we're never going to have whatever it is that we want. Look at the way the world is now. We don't have a hope in HE double hockey stick. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. And so how are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to ever come up? How are we going to ever have the comforts that we wanted to have or we once had, and now it's all gone? What is going to happen? So being on the spiritual path with Dr. Pillai and being on the spiritual path with the Tamil Siddha tradition, the lineage is calling our souls. Whether we know that or not, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be stumbling across this the programs that are offered through Pillai Center or Ashraved at the level of the mind. At the level of the soul, though, you'll be drawn because it is something that perhaps you left off of when you were in another lifetime. So perhaps we got to a point where the end of the life came and then we didn't fully realize that we are gods and goddesses. We are these divine beings. We are part of the cosmos, and we couldn't raise our vibration. We couldn't raise the level of the soul. But now is not so dark times as they have been in the past. And we are coming to the end of the Kali Yuga. And you can see the Kali Yuga is all about people fighting and killing one another. These are human beings killing one another with all this intelligence, all the education, all the advances that we've had in science and technology, the governments that with all their ways of dealing with how to roll things out with life, how to rule people. With all of that going on, we're still messing up. We're hating one another because of their preference towards politics or towards religion or race. Geez, we're the human race. Doesn't matter what color skin we have. We're the human race. In fact, there is no race. We're humans. We're tired of running. We want to be communing with one another. We want to be cooperating with one another. We want to be cohabitating in peace with one another. We want to collaborate all these fabulous ideas with one another. So we're at the Kali Yuga, this time period where people, even if you don't know what it is a time period where it's a big head scratcher. Like, why do we keep doing this? And even the children are saying, what's the point of all this? It's super crazy. And am I going to grow up and then just have this to look forward to? So it's our duty almost, or our dharma, to keep doing what we're doing and calling in the divine and asking the divine to raise the vibration of the whole planet. And so everybody here who is journeying with Dr. Pillai, we're on the rocket ship with Dr. Pillai, and he is guiding our souls to bring in the highest intelligence. We don't even know what that can be until we see it unfolding in our lives. So these services that are offered to Pillai Center, Ashraved, also Pillai Center Academy, the courses. Phonemic Intelligence is a fabulous course right now. I'm teaching a group of teenagers and their moms or their dads or their grandparents, their mentors who have said, hey, go get this knowledge inside of you, get this intelligence inside of you, wake it up, because that's how you're going to navigate life. And it's fabulous. And Dr. Pillai is going to be launching it in a big way in the coming weeks. So look out for that. And we'll also keep you updated on how to bring phonemic intelligence, which is preparing the brain to receive the divine energies. So we're stepping into the golden age. We've got 1 foot in and 1 foot in the Kali Yuga. And we want to be able to let go of the dark times, the ignorant times, and the times that are so archaic in a way, so prehistoric. We're just like ugh and clubbing one another. It's just not a good idea. Even if we don't do it with a physical club, we are doing it with our thoughts. So please, please, everyone, pay attention to your thoughts. And when you have thoughts of the divine, then it will erase the karma. So when people say, well, my life is a mess, okay, fine, you can say that, but just go and do a mantra. If you do the mantra Shreem Brazi, as we have been seeing with people who participate in the chanting sessions that are still available. You can go and listen to or watch the recording. So those are on Shrimbrazi YouTube, the Shrimbrazi TV YouTube channel. And perhaps that can be posted as well on this live chat. So go check it out. It's free. And even though those days have gone by, you can participate in the energy, because once we open up to the cosmos, there is no time like there is here on the earth plane. It's eternal. That's what they talk about, being in the now. It's eternal. We've opened up the doorway. We've opened up the portal. We've opened up our third eyes. We're saying, hey, listen, how do we commune with these divine beings? And so that is an open door. It's already opened up. And then you can dive in, do your practice, and experience what everyone experienced during those live calls, and then share those experiences with us. And perhaps some people will also be sharing about that on the chat, inspiring others. So what is inspiration? It means to shift your thinking. So we're going to shift dimensions, perhaps in this meditation that we will go into momentarily, or in a few minutes. But I just wanted to set up for everybody here, especially those people who are new to Powertime practice, is that we want to align with the divine timing of things. So coming off the full moon, we are in a second moon. It's a great moon to be coming into on the waning cycle, because it's all about moving things very quickly. We're here on a Saturday and hovering over into a Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. So Saturn is this planetary being, not just a ball in the sky. It has an energy, a consciousness, and it is inside of us. It is all around us. It's what makes us to get on a spiritual path. So those people who are tuning in right now, or who will listen afterwards or watch afterwards, this recording afterwards, you are getting the blessings of Lord Saturn to fulfill your highest destiny, your highest karma and dharma. So he is a planetary being who will get us on a spiritual path and make us to be very disciplined in our spiritual pursuits, especially during these critical times. And if we don't get on our spiritual path, well, we already know what that feels like. You just feel like you're in the mosh pit of life. Even if you're a happy camper in your little place and you have your little piece of heaven on earth, everyone around you is pumping out really strong, negative, congested energies and thought forms in the space. And as we're evolving spiritually, we are really hypersensitive to that. So when we are doing our spiritual practices, what we're tapping into is the collective consciousness of the whole planet, which is in upheaval. And so the upheaval is all about that resistance to change. So everybody must change in order for us to grow. So being on the path with Dr. Ply, change is easy because you ride it. You ride with nature. You ride with the elements of nature, earth, water, fire, air, and space. And you're going to feel that inside. And then you ride with the time that is rolling out, and time is dictated or collaborated with these planetary beings. It feels like there's a dictation going on, but there was, in all traditions, in all cultures, in all religions, the sacred text said that there is a contract with the divine and the human beings. It doesn't matter what religion it is, it's there. And if you knew about it or don't know about it, it doesn't really matter, because that's what it is. As above, so it is here. So who's above? Who and where is above? So above means that these beings live in the space. Dr. Ply calls them aliens, because we don't know about them. So they're alien to us. But then again, where did we come from? There are lots of different theories, and perhaps star seeds. We are just seeds of the stars, or these beings at some point when we were all evolved to gods ruling, or goddesses ruling the earth plane. Maybe we had lifetimes and then we said, okay, when it starts to get dark again, we'll come back, but we'll have that knowledge to enlighten ourselves and light up the world. We'll always be gravitating towards Satgurus, the gurus or the teachers who dispel the darkness, and then they enlighten us. So the week ahead after the full moon, we're in a waxing cycle. And if you go on to astroved.com, you can grab the Hora Watch, or you can look at the Panchang. Those are apps and that are available, and will tell you about these power times that are ahead as well. So we've got a very powerful full fourth moon that's coming up on Monday. Maybe going into Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. It's called Shankatahara Chaturthi. And Shankatahara means to be like destructive. It will destroy negativity. So we may see a lot more rioting going on, a lot more upheaval going on in the world, and people might be really fearful. The economy is just tanking, and all the people who are out of jobs, it's good. The numbers are going up and up and up, and yet coronavirus is not really doing anything. So there can be unrest because it's like, let's get back. Let's not delay anymore. Look what's happening. People are losing their minds. They're losing their sense of freedom to have whatever it is that they had before, and they were willing to work. So Shankatahara is a time on the fourth moon, especially the waning cycle, where this being Lord Ganesha, he will remove obstacles. He is a doer. He is the one who will do things for you. And he is an energy inside of you that is at the base of the spine and also in the third eye. And he will awaken the Kundalini energy to give you ideas about how to navigate, about maybe how to create your reality in a way that you're not going to be a victim to the circumstances anymore, and not be like, oh my God, I don't want to go out there and, protest and all the rest. But from inside, you're going to be able to battle your own thoughts about what it is that you need to do. And then he is the God of success. So whatever you feel like you haven't been able to experience success, and perhaps even more recently during these past couple of months, things have been taken away, things are pretty tight, oh my God. So call on Ganesha, and you'll experience his energy in the meditation to remove the obstacles. So Chaturthi means fourth waning moon. And then a couple of days later, we have from Wednesday into Thursday, is a sixth moon, and sixth moon is all about Ganesha's brother, Lord Muruga. And so we're going to feel that energy as well. This is a veil, or a whale in Tamil, and it represents this ability to destroy karma, ego, maya. So it has the shaft or the handle of the veil. It represents our backbone, and then the head of the veil represents our brain. The tip pierces the top of the skull and sends up a signal to the divine, come in. It's like an SOS. Come in and enliven my chakras, enliven my spiritual apparatus inside. That's what your soul is. It's an apparatus. It's not like an all touchy-feely. You can feel it. You know it. It's a mechanism in your subtle body with energy centers that are connected to your psyche. So psycho-spiritual centers. And they radiate out like pebbles in a pond, or radiate out like sound waves going out and out and out and out into different dimensions. So we call on Lord Muruga to destroy really tough karma, maya, and ego, anything to do with enemies, diseases, debts, litigation. And so that's going to be happening on Wednesday into Thursday this week. And then from Friday into Saturday, it's Dr. Palai's birth star. So his star, his nakshatra, is Purva Bhadrapada, and that is a star, or Purvatati in Tamil, and it is a star that will raise your Kundalini energy. It will enlighten you. It will lighten your load. And being coinciding with an eighth moon, it's the energy, it's going to align with the energy of Kalabhairava. And Kalabhairava is the god of time. and his energy is readily available. We've done so many Powertime practice recordings that are available on SoundCloud, and the meditation that we'll do today, you will be experiencing this beautiful being who is about 12 inches above your skull. And even if you put your hand there and then you close your eyes and imagine connecting with a red light, you will immediately be aligned with his grace and blessings. So these beings, like the Bible says, the angels are all around us. All the sacred texts say that the angels, the gods, the goddesses are all around us, especially people who are on a spiritual path. Who's making you to get on your spiritual path? You? No, you would be running after money, food, and sex, as Dr. Ply shares, to get your mundane desires fulfilled, because that gives you temporary happiness and pleasure. And you feel like, oh, I'm living a little piece of heaven on earth. But then after a while, you feel like, oh, is this it? And you feel like a superficial life. So you want to take a deep dive, and then you get on your spiritual path. So these divine beings make you to go inside. And then they also are available in the cosmos. We align with their energy. So this week, coming off the full moon, start to get rid of things. Clean up first and foremost your mind, and then also to clean up your space, or clean up your car, clean up your finances. Go to your bank or go to your financial advisor and say, look, I'm like everybody else. What can you do for me? And it's probably a blessing in disguise for those people who have been struggling before coronavirus, before all this shutdown isolation. So we're all in it together, meaning that you don't have to feel like, oh, geez, I'm embarrassed, or I don't know. It's everybody is going through the same thing. And what the banks are all reaching out and saying, hey, come on, let us know what we can do for you. Because no one wants at that deep, heartfelt level to see the economy just be blown up. So go and find out, maybe from your family members or friends, and just say, look at, this coronavirus and everything else that's going on. I'm in a real pickle here. So please, can you advise me, help me to come out of this? And our egos are already smashed. We don't even know whether we're coming or going. So don't even get into, oh, I'm embarrassed or this or that. Once we, as Dr. Ply has shared with a lot of people over the years, over the decades that I've been with him, he says, the moment you drop your ego and you ask for help, because ask is a mantra, it's ask and thy shall be given. It's in the Bible. Like, it's hello. This is the command of the divine. Ask me. I'm all around you. Ask and you will be given. And when you ask for help from family members, from friends, from advisors, then the divine will get into them. And you will think, oh my God, they would never have helped me before. And then you will know, okay, that was divine intervention. So please, at this point in time, do not be a victim to the circumstances, and throw away those stories about your family members or your friends or people who you thought were your enemies. Everybody's on a level playing field, and we are all struggling. We're all suffering internally, as well as looking out in our lives and saying, what can I do that's going to be helping other people? Or you're running away from it and saying, I have scarcity consciousness, so I just have to be, paying attention only to myself. And then that you contract. So the divine is calling us to expand. So we don't have to worry about anybody here, because that's what we're doing here. Is we want to expand our consciousness. We want to find a way to connect with these divine beings. And so these are some of the ways that we can help one another. We can go onto YouTube, onto Instagram, onto Facebook, and listen to or watch Dr. Ply's latest and greatest, the most current messages. And not only listen to him or watch him, feel the spiritual transmission coming through, because that is what is most important. That is what the Satguru wants to do with people who are thirsty, they're ready, they're hungry for their soul to be enlivened, to be awakened, to be open to these higher vibrating conscious beings. So the vibration is high, meaning it's very fast. It's beyond the speed of light. It's super fast. It's super intelligent. It has energy and intelligence of millions of suns. So this veil, for example, or whale, is it has the energy and the intelligence of millions of suns. So when you implant it into your body mind, you are connecting with the energy to create and sustain life. We're solar beings. We have a soul, and we are going around the sun in our orbit, and then the planets are going around the sun in their orbits. So it makes sense, even astronomically, if you don't understand astrology. That's what the ancient seers did. They looked up in the sky and said, hey, there's some things going around, and we are experiencing a connection with them. And then the beings or the consciousness revealed themselves to these seers of ancient times, including Agastya. So he will give the way out. Through the nadis, he's given the way out. And at this particular time, as we shared with people here on the chat, or Radha has posted it there from Pali Center Practice. So just check out those Pali Center Practice links where you will see the phonemic intelligence, also the Shrim Brazi YouTube, and then the Kamadhenu and Nandi services, feeding the cows and feeding the bulls. You may not understand it. It's a storyline that has been passed through the generations, and it as a practice by the Hindus and also different cultures that are tapping into these teachings as well. So Dr. Pillai is not, he doesn't want you to just pay attention to your own culture or religion. He wants you to stay open spiritually, because whatever tools are available, they might be the thing that helps you come out of harms and hurdles. And then you're not a victim to all the circumstances. So many people have been sharing with me, especially since the rioting has been happening, they're scared out of their minds. And all I do is send them back to themselves. Go dive into your teaching, dive into the practices that you do. Take this veil and take a lemon or a lime and pierce it, and just keep that on as a surrogate technology. So instead of you picking up all this negativity and you're just frazzled, you can't even sleep, you're so stressed out, or you don't have a job and you can't get a job. This is what is going to destroy the karma. So remember, karma is what we think. It's our destiny. It is that which we have carried, the mindset that we've carried from lifetime to lifetime, and the thoughts that we keep thinking, and the excuses that we keep making. And we never want to say we're making excuses, except in our speech, which is where the sun comes in. It's telling us at the level of the soul, watch what you're saying to yourself and to other people and about what is going on. Instead, even if you do, you can erase it. So this technology of piercing lemons or limes, and even if you don't have the spear, the lance, the veil, you can just be rolling, taking the lime and rolling it all around your head, your eyes, your nostrils, your mouth. These are all the holes that the karma comes in through what we see, through what we hear or have heard, through what we say or take in, through what we smell, or through the pores of our skin. So these are the sense organs, and they get all blocked up with the energy that we're immersed in. And even if you think, well, I'm not going out and about and I'm never on the internet, you're part of the human race. Well, I don't want to say race anymore because it isn't a race, but it's part of being human, is to use these senses, but then to go beyond the senses. And what's beyond the senses is we shift into a new dimension. So this third dimensional existence, as we experienced the shifting of dimension during our Shrim Brazi chanting sessions for those 57 days, where we were chanting first coronavirus Nashimashi, which was to destroy that consciousness that creates so much fear and anxiety around the coronavirus. And then we heard from people who, family members or friends, they were struggling with it. They had contracted it, and then they were really ill. And they're chanting, the person who is chanting the mantra and putting their intention into them coming up and healing from it. They came out, those people came out of ICU. They came out of really terrible situations, and they were on the mend. So when we tap into the divine and we have the blessings of Lord Saturn today, he wants us to get on the spiritual path. So here you are, you're doing it. And so he's going to be beaming into you this ability to be disciplined and to be focused and to be sincere and to be compassionate and beyond empathy. Because empathy is just you feel for somebody. Compassion is you're taking action. You are you're dedicating your prayers to whoever is struggling, whoever is suffering. And it doesn't have to necessarily mean the people who you know. In fact, when you pray for people you don't know and you pray for the world, the angels come and they just say, oh yeah, let's get this person up to that level of vibration where they're just being in the presence of the divine. We've shifted out of this third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. We have gone to dimensions that we don't even know, because if you did know, you would still be in your karmic mind. So we want to just be present to this shift in dimension and then experience the light radiating out from inside of you and sending the SOS in all directions. You don't care where it's going because it's not you anymore. It's your soul saying, I got to search for a way out for you, because the tools that you have are just kind of like Band-Aids. This is a Band-Aid, actually. It is something, instead of you being bombarded with the negativity, it gets bombarded, you throw it out. You can cut it and throw it out, and it represents smashing the karma. But then again, it's kind of like a Band-Aid approach. So we've got to go deeper. We've got to go inside and work on our consciousness, build a new consciousness as we're facing all these challenges. And so in a way, this situation, this crisis, no matter how it is landing on any one of us, it's a way to call on the divine. Otherwise, if things were just, mediocre and we were just going along and, enjoying life or struggling a little bit and coming out of it, or, learning life's lessons, we would just be kind of like flatline, or just a little bit of life in us. We would never jump or take a leap into that next level of consciousness. So perhaps the world is ready for that. Everybody on the planet is ready for it as well. So we're hurling through space. We're on a trajectory. We are orbiting the sun. We are solar beings. We get our energy from the sun. We get our energy by aligning with all these planets. They're holding our galaxy together. And we are just a speck in the whole grand scheme of things. So when we go to that state of being and we're shifting dimensions, we might see things that we never thought we would see. We might see beings. We might see Kamadhenu, the divine wish-fulfilling cow. We might see Siddhas. We might see Vashishta, who the wish-fulfilling cow was given to. Vashishta's yoga is a story that all was the teaching of Vashishta was teaching Lord Rama, who didn't know he was a divine being, just like us. We didn't realize it fully, but he was a warrior, and he kept going to show us that life is like that. We won't know why we're battling every day, but we will feel that we are in alignment. And when we're out of alignment, then we just get back in, and we do our remedies, we do our spiritual practices, we take care of ourselves energetically, and then we are able to be that inspiration for other people. So inspiration is the spirit is moving through us. Like the Holy Spirit came after Jesus left. He said, hey, I can't do it. I'm just a guy. And yeah, I got the light body, but it's not going to help. It's really dark times. So the Holy Spirit that nobody can see is moving through everybody. And it's manifesting right now, perhaps, all those people who are coming from a Christian background, and then all of a sudden you are exploring the Indian tradition, the culture that has people have been raised in and they went away from. And maybe they're exploring Christianity. So everyone is exploring their spiritual path in a way that makes sense to them. So no, my God isn't better than your God. And my way of understanding this technology isn't better than yours. When you're with Dr. Ply, actually understanding goes out the window. He gives you enough understanding to see, okay, here's your next look into you. It's not about looking outside. It's about everyone looking in. You look in and that's the way out. So the peace and the joy and the happiness that we all are, that's our birthright to experience that at the level of the soul and at the level of being here as a human being on the earth plane, intermingling with everything that is here, all life forms. Inanimate and animate objects. That's what it's all about, is to radiate God consciousness in all of it and see it and experience it. So we kind of need this opposite energy that's going on, very dark times, to really see that, oh, it's better to be going towards the light. Big time is better. So it's not to say that the people who are journeying, doing whatever they're doing and experiencing whatever they're experiencing, because that's what their soul wants. We never should judge that. It's just what the divine has asked them to do in this lifetime. Just as Lord Rama went and he killed Ravana, who was a great warrior himself, only he was on the dark side of things. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, just as Rama was. So we can't say on the earth plane what the whole thing is, but we can see it for what it is, and then we transcend it, meaning that we can go beyond, we can be in this world, but we can go beyond and ask those divine beings who have a higher level of intelligence and a higher vibration. So intelligence means that you can navigate, you have more light. When you can see more, you have more knowledge, you can see more. You throw some light on something and then your problem gets solved. So with the intelligence, the intel is inside. So you're looking for the light within you, and then you light up like you never would have before if it was already light and happy and joy. And then you wouldn't know if you were evolving or not. So perhaps our soul said, I'm going to try this side out. Maybe last lifetime I was like Ravana on the other side, and that just, didn't do it for me. So now this time I'm going to go towards the light. And as we all do collectively, we don't know what's going to happen. We can just prepare ourselves, and then the divine will start to unfold, and we will be experiencing and sharing our miracles with everyone else. So with that kind of foundational talk about what is happening in this week ahead, this is a time period to let go of a lot of negative, congested energies. Just let it come out of you, pour out of you. We may feel a lot of heat during the meditation. Dr. Ply's energy is readily available. I'm just the mouthpiece, and he will be coming in at the level of the soul and filling you up with your solar being, which is now aligned with second house matters in the cosmos, meaning that you're going to be thinking about your finances, find a way out of your challenges. You're going to be thinking about how to create wealth consciousness. So not just about money in the bank or paying your bills or your credit cards or whatever you need to do in the mundane world. It's about building wealth inside of you. And then you can experience also whatever it is that you're saying to yourself or saying to your family, because that's also second house matters. And whatever you're saying to yourself or saying about other people in your life, and you're only seeing them the way you've always seen them, or they're only seeing you the way they've always seen you, you're never going to come out of that. So we've got to find a way out. The divine will show you, and it will be in the form of this light, this love, this super consciousness. And then once you have that, you will radiate out into the space, and you never know how things can shift. turn on a dime, as they say with the Queen Mary. We'll just turn her around on a dime. She's a big ship. So that's what we want to do, is experience something new. So please pay attention to your thoughts before you go in. Maybe even say to yourself, my intention for this particular practice today, connecting with Dr. Pillai and all the beings who we're going to find out about, and to experience this collective unconscious. We're unconscious to it. We're not, once we get conscious to it, once we become aware of it, then that consciousness is there. We can never go back. We will just be like so curious and so hungry for more of that. And then they start to say, hey, we just got a communion with this particular soul, and let's see what is going on in their life. Let's go help them out. So that's how we will learn how to navigate with Dr. Pillai's teachings. And then particularly today, when we are coming off this full moon and we are going into the waning cycle of the moon, where you just want to let go of everything. You might even feel like you're losing weight, like karmic weight. The weight of the world can be off your shoulders, or the weight of all the consciousness that is pervading the space, and all the thoughts that are in your neighborhood, in the places that you are. If you are close to riots right now, it's pretty super scary. You'll find a way out of that, a way to protect yourself and to protect the family and your friends and so on. The divine will just put a shield around you, just as it always has protected those who reach out. So please be putting your intention down. Either you can write it down or stick it on your notes in your phone, or you can be just going internally and saying, this is what I want to offer to the divine. And like a text message, we're just going to send it up. So the space that we create here with our meditation, with Dr. Pillai guiding us internally, with all these beings revealing themselves to us, maybe through an image, maybe through a vibration, maybe through an energy, maybe through this sense of relief that you just let go of this heavy, heavy burden that it feels like we're moving through soup. It's just, or even quicksand. It's just dragging us down. It's so thick. So we can feel this being lifted from us. And then we will be living our soul's journey, as every human being has that right. It's a birthright to connect with these beings, these archetypes, these aliens. They're in the space. So they're not from the earth plane. They have been coming to the earth plane, but they're all around us, but they need an invitation to do something for us. So let them be your superheroes, and let them to give them your problems. They want it. They want something to do while they're here. They don't want to just play in the sandbox and do little kiddie things. They want to do big stuff. So for those people who are excited about participating in raising the roof of our consciousness so that we can bring in more divine beings, if that's overwhelming for some, just work with your own karma, work with whatever you can manage. But if you want to raise the roof, meaning that you disappear, you just let go of your thoughts, you just for this meditation process, because meditation is a stream of consciousness and we want to get conscious to it. So we want to dive into the stream, let it take us to the ocean of bliss, of super consciousness, of all these beings. And then we are just like in the cosmos, they're playing around and they're saying, hey, what can we do for you? And your consciousness can just be present to it. And all those beings will wake up inside of you. It's our birthright to experience all of them. And not just some of them, but we can't take it all at once. So in Powertime practice, we will just reveal those beings who are going to be relevant for this week ahead. And then with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, help us to navigate our karma. Just drop it, drop it. Those people who are going to struggle all the way through, Struggle all the way through to the very end, because that's where the battle will be won by you, because showing up and just doing your best to stay in alignment with this stream of consciousness, this meditation, this concentration of your focus, and not like you have to really focus hard. It's just you're being present to it like a kid, and you're wondering, hey, who's going to come and help us? How's the story going to roll out? How are these superheroes going to come in? How are these gods, these saints, these sages, these siddhas, how are they going to impact me and help me? And be in that state of wonder. Like Christ said, you have to have the wonder of a child. You have to have that childlike wonder. You want to explore who's out there, because we need it. It's not looking too good here on the earth plane. And I'm feeling very unsafe. And that's what a kid does. They're very innocent, not naive. You're not like a kid being naive. You're very innocent, and you're open, and you're like, okay, who can come and help me? So we will get into it now. Now that you've thought about what it is that you want to offer as your intention. So it could be a healing energy for someone. It could be healing your finances. It could be all the anger, the frustration that you've absorbed, and you feel it inside of you, and you just want it gone. Or you want to go into a state of bliss. You want to completely lose consciousness of yourself, in that you lose your physical consciousness, but then something else comes alive. Your soul comes alive. It becomes really alert and conscious, and then you just go exploring. And then we'll come together afterwards. We'll share our experiences on the chat and see what the miracles are, because we have experienced during Powertime practices that someone will get a phone call of a friend who had an instantaneous, miraculous healing, or they came out of real struggles and hardships, or someone said, I didn't just get one job offer, I got two, and I took both. So they can come out of their struggles financially that much faster. And then they have the energy to do it. So that's what meditation does too. It gives you the energy, even if you have no sleep and you have no energy and you're just so overwhelmed. You're in so much pain in your body or your mind, and you see so much struggle in the world. That's what meditation does. It helps you to have all this energy so you can do it, because you're connected with these divine beings. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's get into a different dimensional state of being. So you might hear me, well, most likely you will. So if you hear me say the words shift dimensions, then just be present. You've gone out of your physical perception of your reality. Your arm might go one way and will disappear. Your head could completely disappear. Your legs, your body. So your physical will start to shake free. You will shake free of it. It will dissolve away, or like liquid, it will just like go down or go away into the cosmos, into the space, radiating out with the light and the sound vibrations. So closing your eyes, putting your attention internally. We're going to focus on enlivening the landing pad for the divine, or the landing strip, the runway, if you will, for the divine beings to commune with you, to take you on a journey, lift off into the cosmos. So we'll activate the chakra system to align with the divine. We'll imagine lights in various colors, beams of light. We'll gain the blessings of Lord Ganesha, whose energy is going to be readily available. Now is a Mula star. He is associated with that star. And then Sunday is a day he's associated with, and also the fourth moon. So these 3 days coming up, starting with today, are very powerful ways or times frames to connect with Ganesha. So really feel this obstacle moving divine being inside of you, and then send him into your problematic area in life, whether it's relationships, whether it's business, job, lack of it, whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, whether it's your spiritual path, whether it's your negative mind and you just can't crush it. It's a mindset, so you can get out of it even temporarily and feel peace and what that feels like, as well as the energy of Ganesha. So send him ahead into all the problematic areas and just say, go, please. And I'm going to focus on bringing you into me. So closing your eyes, so your eyes are closed, your attentional energy is pouring down your legs into your feet and toes. We'll call on this divine being who comes in the form of reddish orangish light. It can be like liquid light, or it can be dazzling, sparkling, reddish orangish light. Feel his energy moving up from the ground, up into your feet, into your shins and calves and your knees and your thighs. And then it goes back down again, back up, swirling around. Be present to his energy. Whatever it's doing, it's getting you unstuck from your stubborn karmas, so you can move forward with grace and ease. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Nirvignam Kuru Nirvignam Kuru. Now imagine a ray of light shooting up your backbone in your subtle body. It pierces all the chakras, the psycho-spiritual centers that are stacked up on top of one another. So this light pierces the chakras, it goes through the top of the skull and into the space, up, up, up. You don't force it, it just goes. You're going beyond this dimension like an SOS to the divine realms and commune with these divine beings. They already know what your intention is. They already know what your problems are. Just commune with them. Be with them. We'll activate the chakras starting at the base of the spine and imagine each one like a pebble in a pond, with the sound going into the chakras. It's radiating out, shifting dimensions as it radiates out in all directions. Base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, radiating out. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Now move into the middle of the brain, third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine. Connect with the earth element in the legs as well. Connect with the earth. Stabilize your practice energetically. Na, 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 na. Move into the belly, the navel chakra. Connect with the water. Fill the belly with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move into the heart center, middle of the chest. Also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the subtle air. Wa, 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 wa. Now move into the two eyeballs. Keep them steady, straight. The right and left brain. Connect with the space, the ether, Akash, divine beings. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with or a light. It has the intelligence, the energy, the spiritual empowerment to change your stubborn karma. Receive two beams of light coming from his eyes into your eyes. They're piercing your eyeballs, cleansing the karma that you see every day that's no longer serving you. Cleanse it. Allow your soul to shine through. Receive the spiritual transmission. Another beam of light comes from Dr. Pillai's third eye into the spot between your two eyebrows on your forehead, piercing it, going in to activate the pituitary, the pineal, third eye. Lock on to these beams of light. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Bhava Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Feel your whole brain lighting up. Feel the energy from the light surrounding you, Dr. Ply's energy hugging you all around, absorbing your stubborn karma. Allow yourself to release it to him. He wants to change your destiny. Now imagine your backbone and brain as the veil of Lord Muruga. It has the intensity of millions of suns, light and intelligence. It will burn karma, maya, ego. It will diffuse the energy of enemies, diseases, debt, the warlike energy that is going on now all around the world, the fighting, the hatred, the anger, the fear, the depression. It's all getting diffused with the veil as your backbone and brain. Feel the shaft of the veil. The head of the veil is your brain. The tip of the veil pierces the top of the skull and releases all negative, congested energies. Be with the light of the veil and Lord Muruga. Set your karma on fire. Enliven your soul with the veil. Aum Aum Saum. Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. Om Saum Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. Om Saum Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. Your backbone is on fire. Your brain is on fire. Sending signals to the divine. Lord Muruga, get rid of my enemies, diseases, debts, litigation, suffering, karma, maya, ego. Get rid of it all. Om Saum Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. Om Saum Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. Om Saum Saravana Bhavaya Namaha. The chakras are being purified with the veil piercing them. Now imagine it getting smaller and smaller and going into your third eye like a flame, burning any karma that is blocking you from opening the third eye. Lord Muruga is the god of the third eye. He will enliven all the brain to receive the intense energy of the divine. Imagine Lord Muruga appearing above you. He places his 2 feet on your head. You start to feel his translucent, radiant feet melding with your brain, absorbing all the negative karma in your brain. Feel it. Feel the power, the energy, the penetration. The veil comes alive in your third eye, the feet absorbing the negativity. Say his name as you hear me saying it. So you hear your own voice making that vibration in his feet to keep vacuuming up the useless karma that keeps you stuck in life. Feel his feet in your brain. Be still. Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan, keep repeating after me. Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan, Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan. Feel his feet absorbing any negative congested energy in the whole body as well as the brain. Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan, Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan. Murugan, Kumaran, Guhan. And once again, visualize the veil as your backbone and brain. It's expanded to fill up your backbone, your brain. Aum, Aum, Om, Om, Vetrivel, Subramanyaya Namaha. Om Vetrivel Subramanyaya Namaha. Om Vetrivel Subramanyaya Namaha. Now, imagine Agastya, the Tamil Siddha, of all siddhas appearing in your mind's eye or in front of you. He sends 2 beams of light into your eyes. From his eyes, another beam of light from his third eye into your third eye. Feel the spiritual transmission. Enliven your brain, enliven your third eye. Cleanse the karma in the eyes. Om Agasthyaya Namaha. Om Agasthyaya Namaha. Om Agasthyaya Namaha. Feel your third eye pulsing, pressure, tingling. You've shifted dimensions. You're in the realm of Kamadhenu, the wish-fulfilling goddess cow. Om Sri Kamadhenu Namaha. Feel your third eye searching out her consciousness. Shift dimensions. Merge with her wish-fulfilling consciousness. Your wishes are fulfilled. Your desires are fulfilled in this realm. Om Sri Kamadhenu Namaha. Om Sri Kamadhenu Namaha. Om Sri Kamadhenu Namaha. Now see Nandi, the bull, who is joy. Tap into the energy of joy at the level of the soul, the body, the mind. Is all disappeared, just joy. You're present to it. Nandi consciousness. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Shift dimensions. Merge with Nandi, joy. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Om Nandi Deva Namaha. Now, move into your heart center. Take all that energy from wherever you went. Bring your attention to your heart center. Fill yourself up. Imagine a light shooting up from the heart center through the brain, through the skull, resting 12 inches above the skull. Merge your attentional energy with this light, and a red being appears 12 inches above your skull. You're tapping it. You're tapping into that realm of Kalabhairava, miracle consciousness. This light continues to shoot up from your heart through the skull, merging 12 inches above your skull with the red being Kalabhairava. Udyamo Bhairava. 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 You're in the presence of miracle consciousness. You've shifted into that dimension. Your wishes are fulfilled. Udyamo Bhairava. Now move into your third eye. See the goddess Srimati pouring gold into your third eye. Shreem Brazi, Shreem Brazi, Shreem Brazi. Now the goddess Varahi, Shreem Brazi of 2020 and beyond, the goddess of prosperity and enlightenment of the golden age, appears in your mind's eye with a boar's head and tusks to root out poverty consciousness, fear, scarcity consciousness. Om Shreem Brazi Shri Swarnavarahi.
「
Devyai shift dimensions to her golden dimension. Om Shrim Brazi Shri Swarnavarahi Devye Namaha. Shift dimensions. Om Shrim Brazi Shri Swarnavarahi Devye Namaha. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universe. And just let go of the meditation. Slowly, slowly bring your attentional energy back into your body. Feel your brain, feel your body. Take note of whatever you experienced. And slowly, slowly come back. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So thank you everyone for joining. Those of you who need to go, have an amazing weekend. We will see you when we see you next. Maybe tomorrow during the different programs, Mystery School, Wealth Activation, Formula Program, or if you're in that program, the chanting calls have started. So we'll see you there. I'll see you throughout the week. I'll be one of the Apply Center teachers that will be guiding or hosting those calls as well. And then maybe we'll see you in Phonemic Intelligence, or we'll see you in Mystery School or one of the programs. Whether you're watching the recording in the YouTubes or in Apply Center Academy, we're all connected through Dr. Ply's grace and blessing. So have a blessed week ahead. Those people who are going to stay, come on back. So if you have any shared experiences that you would like to post on the chat, please feel free to do so. And I'm just going to scroll up. People have been posting their intentions, which is beautiful. And that's what we want to do. We intend to, whatever we release as a human being, we all know that there are many, many, many human beings who experience the same kinds of problems that we do. So our intention is to let go and then be that representative of the human consciousness that struggles and suffers. And we need the divine to come and intervene. So that's what a prayer is to release us, unravel our karmic connection with all that is painful and causes so much suffering and unrest. And we can't have any peace of mind. Money can't even give us peace of mind in times like these. So we can't build a strong enough wall to protect us from the riots or bombs going off or whatever. So only the divine can intervene and create that protection and the help. And they call it providence. Oh my God, out of nowhere, I just felt like I was totally protected. I was saved from the worst calamity. So that's what we need, is not to be afraid to just put it into the hands of the divine, and we will always be in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So let's take a look at what people have shared as they're coming back. Shusi Shusu is saying, thank you for the lovely, relaxing meditation. My third eye was ticklish, I may say. Yeah, that's great. So happy to see you too, Pratima, and love from Thailand. Lots of gratitude. That's what it is too. When we express our gratitude, when we write it or type it, what we're doing is we're activating that within ourselves. We know that we would not be where we are today without the grace and blessings of a great master who said, don't worry, I will remember you in this lifetime when it's going to be pretty scary. And I will grab you at the level of the soul. And I remember when Dr. Ply shared many years ago, before even we were in the internet, full on, I think emails were kind of like the biggest thing back then. And then he said, I want you to start teaching. And I said, well, where are these people going to come from? And he said, they're going to come from a YouTube. And I was like, oh my God, what the heck is that? And I thought it was like YouTube. I was, okay. And I just dismissed it. And then here we are, the YouTube. And here we are in Powertime Practice, our launch of this new time slot on the YouTube. So it's this memory just came to me when Dr. Ply said, you're going to blow up the YouTube, meaning that all of us coming together, where we can override the vibrations of all the negativity across the internet. So if you were one of those people who had that vision of light, just covering the whole internet, this is the World Wide Web. That's a stream of consciousness. It's a web, like a spider web. And when you throw the light on the spider web, especially after a rain, what happens? It sparkles, it dazzles. So that's what the divine is. We just want to capture the divine and then bring it in and create a network of conscious beings. God only knows if that will work out. But when we hear from people and they say they experience miracles and they experience a shift, they went somewhere, they lost consciousness of their body, but they were totally alert in their mind, and they felt the heat of the Kundalini energy, the heat of the soul kindling. They felt Muruga's feet on their head, in their brain, absorbing the negativity. So it's quite an adventure we're on with Dr. Ply, which always makes it so much more enjoyable rather than the things that are going on in our everyday life that we can just get so drawn into and sucked down, and the energy goes. We feel the opposite with Dr. Ply, is that he raises the energy, he raises the vibration, he raises our consciousness. That Holy Spirit that's manifested as all these different divine beings starts to come alive inside of us. So it's a beautiful journey. Ivan is saying, it's been a wonderful journey getting to know my Devas, Ganesha for removing obstacles, Lord Kubera for providing finances, Saraswati for giving me the flow, and of course, Lord Vishnu. So these are all our divine friends. They're the friends of the people. And it has been written in all the scriptures. We must become friends with these divine beings. We must get a relationship with them. We must commune with them. And now is the time where all the secrets are revealed. And it's not in writing necessarily. It's through the masters who have come and they've sacrificed their lives to bring the light during these dark times, instead of running around after whatever it is that we all run after until we realize, oh my God, that's not going to do it. That's not going to cut it anymore. That's not going to help me to evolve. I need to get the Satguru. So Dr. Ply is the truth of your matter, what matters to you. And then the truth is nothing other than merging with these beings. And then these beings come alive inside of us. The consciousness comes alive. We just have the shapes and the forms because we have to have something to relate to. Otherwise, it'll just be a hit and a miss. Touching meditation. So Ply Center practice, Radha is saying peace and Shreem Brazil, prosperity for the whole world. And that's what we'll start to do, is we'll elevate our consciousness so that we're not just thinking about ourselves and our situation. How are we doing and what we want to manifest in our world. And that's important. However, what happens is the divine says, well, I'm filling you up. So don't worry, that's going to happen. You're going to evolve, and you're going to, as we come out of all of this, you're going to hit the ground running. You're going to take off, actually, like a rocket ship. But we live in this world and we are interacting with everyone. So there is a power and energy, a guiding force. And we might think, oh, darn, I want it faster. And, I should manifest right away. But maybe that's a blessing in disguise. So we trust in the divine, not in a psychological way. We fully immerse ourselves at the feet of, say, Lord Muruga. We feel him on his head. So on our heads, we feel his feet on our head, penetrating into our brain, resetting everything, absorbing the negative congested energies that we've been bombarded by, whether you're aware of it or not. It's there. It's energy. And then it carries a certain intelligence. And mostly the world is full of the fear, the anger, the anxiety. And you don't even know why. So this is a great time. The moon representing the mind. We've come from a full moon into the new moon. So these next 14 days, we're going to really throw away, just let it dissolve away or diffuse away. Every time we do a mantra, it will protect our mind. Mantra means to protect the mind. It also means to bring that being. So whoever you're chanting to, you don't realize that they're saying, hey, call me. No, but I want to chant Om Namah Shivaya. Then all of a sudden you're chanting Shreem Brazil, because Shreem Brazil is saying, call me, you need me now. Om Namah Shivaya, yeah, okay. Like you need who is there at the right time. You're aligned with it. So Muruga's energy was very strong. And I was like, as we were going through, I was like, why is so strong, his energy? And I would realize, oh, his birthday, it was just the other day. So that's where our consciousness, we can't even remember, everything that is going on, because there's so much going on. So the being will say, hey, I participate in the services that are offered through Astrovet and Ply Center because it helps, of course, myself, but it also helps me to go beyond and participate in something that can uplift humanity, because that's what Dr. Ply is committed to. Bringing these yagyas, these big spiritual practices, these big homas, fire labs, and all activating all the power spots where the divine beings can come. That's kind of like, okay, here's where you can land. Here's where you can radiate that energy out into the space and then into those places, especially the places that are in India where the people are really, really, really struggling. We can pray, we can do something with our participation. So thank you, everybody. If I haven't responded, there's a lot of thank yous. For us, as saying, my intention is to create opportunities of abundance for the society and also myself, and to be of service as guided by Babaji's teachings and all the divine beings. And your wish is fulfilled. So these divine beings, when Dr. Ply got the message from Agastya, go into the realm of Kamadhenu. What is Kamadhenu? It has all the gods in it. It may seem strange to us, but maybe some people experienced a shift in that dimension where you may have seen her and see her with all these divine beings. And so when you just look at it, you don't even have to analyze it. It's just going to do something to your subconscious mind. And then all these beings who are associated with her, they will be lighting up your consciousness. And then you can experience something shifting inside of you, because myths are true forever. It's mythotherapy. So it's therapy for your soul, your body, your mind. And you can read about it. But then when Dr. Ply was given the task of setting all this up during COVID, during this shutdown isolation time, and this big thing is going on, go read about it, at least read about it. And it's kind of exciting because we're part of the cosmos. We're part of the story that's rolling out. So it's not just history of humanity, it's a new story, it's your story. And that you will be able to, once we come out of this, because we always will come out of these difficult times, and we will have taken an evolutionary jump, especially people who are praying. We're not the only group here with Dr. Ply around the world. There's so many masters who their students or people who are coming across their teachings are able to commune with the beings who they're praying to. And so collectively, we can raise the roof. And when you're in that state of love and light and super consciousness, which I hope some of you have experienced or will when you watch this recording, and then you just can go deep into the meditation and know Dr. Ply is taking your soul on a journey. That's what I always feel like. He's just taking me on a journey. Even as I'm sharing it, I don't have any script. It's all coming from a divine realm within and also around me. And Dr. Ply's grace and blessings is always guiding. And that's what we need. We need a guide. We need that light to navigate these dark times. Because no matter how much chanting or meditating or remedies we do, if we don't change our mindset, the divine will just be put on hold and wait for that to happen. Are you ready? Here's your things that you want. Here's what you can do to live a more purposeful life. But if you are going to say, it's never going to happen, or I don't know if it's going to happen, I'm just so fearful, then the divine is infinitely patient. It will wait till you just drop all of that. And then whatever you've invested your time, your money, your energy into your spiritual practice, it will all manifest in divine time, which will be all at once. That's what miracle is. So Neng, I'm going to say short form because that's a big mouthful of a name for me. So sharing with you, Goddess, that my brother and a friend in Mexico, whom both were involved in an accident, are recovering beautifully. Fabulous. God bless you. My sister Kalyani heard a lot of divine beings when you chanted the Muruga's mantra. Oh, is this Nangai? Yeah, this is probably Nangai. So that's what it is. The Muruga mantra will Lord Agastya is, and all the siddhas, and Dr. Ply, even himself, has a very deep, intimate connection with Lord Muruga. So they all have this connection with Lord Muruga because he helps us to be spiritual warriors, not to fight, but to be that super consciousness. To perhaps battle that internal angst that says, I got to do it all by myself. That's why he is known to crush the ego. You can't kill it because, well, then we'd be dead. So he will just crush it so it will shine like a diamond and be divine then. So he's known as the God of the third eye, and they go to him. All these divine beings go to him. And you'll see Lord Muruga in different cultures, traditions. Just look for a guy with a spear, a lance. It doesn't matter what the tradition is, what the culture is. That's the guy. So, and then the story will be similar. You know, he will just be this fiery guy, and he's a warrior, and he is lighting you up, and he's saving you from yourself, really. So Agastya has a very strong connection with Lord Muruga. And why? Because we have to get out of our egos, to stop edging God out, bring God in. Don't put him on the periphery or her on the periphery. Don't marginalize God, as Dr. Ply shares. I love it. Don't put him in the back burner. Crank him up inside. Crank her up. God is inside. Because it's a consciousness. And then Lord Muruga will destroy with your burning desire. He will destroy enemies, diseases, debts, litigation. He will destroy the energy, not kill, like blood and guts and everything. He will destroy the energy, that consciousness that is creating an enemy. And then they will become your friend, and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? So that gets rid of the karma. It shifts it. It turns it. And then you know the opposite. Then the karma is finished. Because when that enemy becomes your friend, you're done. You don't have to go back and forth lifetime after lifetime. Okay, this time you be the enemy, I be the friend. You go back and forth. It's like kid games. But then these divine beings saying, are you done? So let's just turn it all around. So we have peace. We're all struggling. And then we can come together and then finish the Maya, which is that illusion that you're separate, or you're better than or less than somebody else. So it's not enough to just have the philosophy. We've got to experience it inside of us, and then it radiates out. So hopefully you experienced some shift in dimensions. And Ivan is saying, I need to know Muruga more. And you will. You will. And he's very strong now anyways, because here we are on the earth plane, and we are hurling through space, and we are now currently aligned with the Pleiades. And the Pleiades are where Lord Muruga is the army general, so to speak. He's a leader of that healing energy that the earth is now immersed in. We're surrounded by it. So it's all healing energy beaming in. We don't have to beam us up, Scotty. We are in it. And so Muruga's energy will be wanting us to find out about him. So you can read about him. You can participate in services that are offered through Ply Center or Astrovet, or there are Muruga courses in Ply Center Academy. And I'm not sure if you're still here, Radha, but if you want to post a couple of those, or even at least Ply Center Academy link, and then people can go and jump over there and check out if you want to know Muruga more. then he's the one who's saying, I want you to know me more, because that is going to get rid of enemies, diseases, debts, litigation. It's going to take you to the light body. It's going to open your third eye. People say, I want to open my third eye. I want to open my third eye. And then they just have some spiritual experience and then they never feel it again. Well, you got to get in alignment with the guy who will do it for you. So those are beautiful initiations by Dr. Ply. As per the Siddha tradition, they have allowed him to give this to the general public. So God bless you for having that awareness that you need to find out more about him, not just to protect you from whatever is going on. He's going to do that. He already is for the whole world. Otherwise, we would be gone. If we weren't aligned with this Pleiadian energy, it probably would start the world over again. But the Pleiadian energy that we're all surrounded by, immersed in, is going in. Like surgery is not pleasant. So there's a divine surgery going on, cleaning up everything, cleaning up the consciousness, rearranging everything. We're unraveling. How many people have said, I don't even know who I am anymore? Good. Be divine. Be out of that. Be alert. So you're not spacing out and hoping it all works out. You're just being totally alert. And you're totally in alignment with these divine beings, and they will always guide you. You're welcome, Senu Kumar. It is Nangai. Lots of love to you too. Great. Jane Jackson is saying, thank you. My nephew in Kenya has a serious accident, was in ICU for a week, and now he's at home. What? There you go. And why is that? Because your soul knows to align with this Pleiadian energy, to align with all these divine beings. And then they say, oh, where do you need help? And then your intention is your prayer. And it's not a neurotic one. It's like, my intention is that I have to hand this over to the divine because I cannot do it. In fact, if you say, oh, I'm a healer and I'm doing everything, that's the moment you are going to be creating a lot of karma for yourself. So you can say that you're a healer as your profession, but you can say it is beyond me. Like I used to work with, when I was a younger kid, like in my early 20s, I was an operating room technician, and I worked with the surgeons, and I was just a kid. So I would go into the different operating rooms, and I was in the core area, and they were surrounded by the different operating rooms. And all these surgical procedures were going on. And I was just like this kid, like, wow, what's that? Oh, brain surgery. Oh, there's gut surgery. Oh, there's this, that. And there were sometimes really terrible accidents and cancers and things like that. So I would go in and I would just be looking and saying, you know, what is going on there, you know? And then I would speak to the surgeons afterwards. And some of the surgeons would do these botched jobs because they were so angry and upset. And, you know, they would do the surgery that another surgeon would be doing, same training, same amount of years of practice, because you never master surgery. You're always practicing. So I would speak to those ones who were playing like, you know, classical music, and they were very steady and calm, and everybody was doing like this dance. It was just moving in and out. There was nothing agitated. And I would see, you know, very complex things going on. And the hand of the surgeon would go in and just find, in all that bloody mess, would find that blood vessel or the nerve, whatever it was, and just tie it off or do whatever it needed to do to stop the bleed or to, you know, alleviate the pressure on the nerves. And I would say to them after, how do you do that? And they just said, it's the divine. My hand is going in, my books, my practice have taught me to just surrender. I am going in, and my intention is this person is going to have a healed blood vessel, whatever the surgery was. And it's up to you now, divine. And these were very scientific medical professionals. They didn't really, you know, have a strong faith in one religion or another, but they just said some hand comes in and just does the thing for me. And that's when I was a little kid that really, or younger person, it really impressed me. Because we can do what we're doing in the world. We can intend what we're doing in the world. Like really, the divine is taking over. And that's what it is here. We're doing almost psychic surgery or psycho-spiritual surgery. We're asking these divine beings to come in, and we will just hand them our problems. Here you go. And we will align with their energy, and then they will do the healing for us. So God bless your nephew and anyone else who has posted their intentions, their prayers. And that's what we're here to do. So keep doing that in your everyday practice. Do Shri Brzi every day, because you're not only chanting a mantra for prosperity, consciousness for yourself. Collectively, there are a lot of people around the world who are now discovering Shri Brzi. And with the beauty of the internet, it will go viral. So keep participating in that. And then if you can, check out those courses that we had shared about earlier on in our posted. Those links are posted to the chat. And be in touch with us. Let us know how you're doing. Powertime practice at plycenter.com. And then if you would like to connect with me, get some one-on-one coaching, help you to navigate through your tough time, and then give you some guidance, then definitely you can send me an email, sucharita@plycenter.com. So we'll wrap it up then, because it looks like all the chat is quieting down, and hopefully lots of people have gone off and they're just floating in the consciousness that came in during this time. And thank you all for coming, because we're creating this space, this safe space for everyone to tap into even afterwards. You can revisit this teaching and then immerse yourself in the energy of everyone focusing on bringing peace, prosperity, and enlightenment to this world, and then aligning with the divine beings and asking them, please ask as a mantra, as Dr. Ply says in the Bible, ask and you shall be given. So ask for the support and throw even your complaining into the divine, and the divine will take it away. So God bless you all. Thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your weekend and week ahead. We'll see you next time. Namaste.